So guys, I apologise for sending out those other videos. I felt ashamed by crying and all those sorts of things. You know, I know we all cry, but I left myself open, didn't I, for people to take the piss. In this message, in that message, I received a text message from YouTube. I'll post it, asking me if they could help, giving me an advice line. And how ironic that an AI bot goes through these things and then sends me a text message as a robot wanting to help a human. And you know, St Luke's Primary Medical Care Centre have kicked me out now. And we all know I'm going to have trouble finding another doctor because they'll see me as a troublemaker. And I wasn't trying to cause trouble. I've had no response from Northamptonshire Mental Health Team other than another threatening letter just saying you need to take things down off YouTube. Well, we know why, don't we? Because it just shows how ineffective these people are. But you know, in their core, they're decent people, you know, because in ourselves, we are decent people. You know, am I my brother's keeper? Well, I am, aren't I? You know, we are all responsible for each other. And none of these videos were put up to hurt anyone. I've got no bad blood with St Luke's, but you can't communicate with someone that doesn't want to communicate because they're just trying to protect what they have. They're not looking at the bigger picture. And as I say, AI reached out to me, and yet the Northamptonshire Mental Health Team haven't. And now I don't have a doctor. That does worry me because look, I've got some bruises on my stomach here, and I don't know where they came from. But I've got no doctor to go and tell anyone about them. It might have been the dog jumping up on me, you know, or maybe I've got some rare disease. Well, you know what, guys, couldn't be any worse than what goes on in here. But so anyway, it's 8:43 in the morning, and I'm going to try and be positive. It's hard because you watch something on TV and you just start crying. Well, I do, because I hate the way we treat each other. And that's weak as well, eh? Maybe is to say that as a man. Am I a man? Well, I've got a penis. Sometimes I know how to use it if I'm not so high. I can actually, you know, get it hard, you know. I'm trying to lay off the drugs though, you know, because they don't help. Richard Ashcroft said that. The drugs don't work, they just make it worse. But I know I'll see your face again. Maybe you said that about someone who died. It says something, doesn't it, when we're alive and all I think about is my dead mum or my dead dad or this or my dead dog, and think to yourself, well, maybe I'd rather be dead then, and I'll go and try and find those people, depending on what you believe. It does say something when you're living and breathing, you know, I've got a reasonably good life, but it's destroyed by mental health. And you know what? I absolutely understand how that lovely young man, that DJ, that Avicii, that poor soul, killed himself. I understand why. Then people go, oh, well, he had 50 million quid, he had 5 Ferraris and 4 Lamborghinis. But you know what? Those things don't count for anything. They don't. When you just want someone to sit next to you, run their fingers through your hair, look you in the eye, tell you they love you, tell you they care, or just show with the gentle things, with the little things, you know, the little tiny things that let people know that you care. Well, I care for you, St Luke's Primary Medical Care Centre, even though you've kicked me out, because you know not what you do. You are weak. And it is your fault that you're weak, but I don't hold it against you. And I don't hold it against Northampton Mental Health Team for being weak also. You should be ashamed, but I'm not going to hold it against you, because it takes, in my opinion, a degree of strength to make these videos and look straight into the camera so people can take the piss out of me or ridicule me or whatever. And it seems that they haven't. It seems that maybe some people out there see what I see, and we comfort each other. you know, by just empathising with each other. So I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. And so I'm going to post this now with the little note from the AI YouTube bot, who's offered me more help than St Luke's Medical Primary Care Centre, because they've kicked me out, who's offered me more help than the PAL's complaint system, because they're not doing anything other than ruffling pieces of paper and making a small noise. We know, don't we? And Northamptonshire Mental Health Team. It's funny, I reached out to a police officer friend of mine, just asking him for a cup of tea. He gave me more advice. Just as a father. I am a father, and I'm not a shit father. I'm just a zany father, you know? I used to take my daughter to school on the back of a motorbike, you know, which some of them liked. I used to park it in the wrong place, which everyone hated. Don't park there, the cones are there. Anyway, look, you guys, this is Max. Say hi, Max. He doesn't understand much, but he understands more than St Luke's Primary Medical Health Centre. And he's a dog. But they have empathy and they don't have any pride. So you don't care, do you, baby? You don't care what people think. And neither do I. Thanks, guys.